Hey everyone, welcome to video 2 of relative max and mins. I'm assuming you watched the first one. In these two examples, or at least in this example, I'm going to look at the minimum value of f of x equals e to the x minus 2x. So again, with all of these, you first have to find the derivative, which the derivative of f of x here is going to be the derivative of e to the x, which is e to the x, and the derivative of minus 2x is just minus 2. Okay? Second step here. Set your derivative equal to 0. We've got to find those critical values. So I go ahead and do that. And I have e to the x minus 2. Well, now you got to reach back to trig and exponential. So we're going to swing the 2 over. So we're going to have 2 equals e to the x. So you're not done here. You have to get x by itself. To do this, you take the natural log of both sides. So then you're going to have the natural log of e to the x, which that just simplifies. Ln and e are inverses, that's just 1, so you get x equals ln of 2. Okay, so you look at all these and the only answer there is ln of 2, so our answer is going to be A. You can confirm this with a sine analysis. Okay, it does work out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause there. If you want to check the sine analysis, I'll come back and show you mine. Okay, so I went ahead and drew my sine analysis here. Hopefully it matched up, and you can see that going from a negative slope to a positive slope guarantees that ln of 2 is a relative minimum. Okay, since or because f prime of x goes from negative to positive. Okay, it's not super technical, but you get the gist. Okay, so let's move on to our next example. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at what values does f of x equal x to the fourth minus 8x squared have a relative minimum. Start with your derivative. Okay, you can pause me anytime and see if you get the right derivative. I'm going to have 4x cubed here minus 16x. Okay, and so I can factor. I'm going to set my derivative equal to 0 so I get my critical values. So I have 4x, and then I can get x squared minus 4. Oof, got some work to do. So we're going to have 0 equals 4x times x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, so what makes any of these 0? Well, you get x equals 0, x equals plus or minus 2. So we have a pretty big sine analysis we're going to do here. Okay, notice we want minimums here, and there's 3 possible answers. Doesn't mean they're all going to be minimums. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to make a sine analysis. Okay, and so I'm going to put 4x here, x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, 0 here, 2 here, negative 2 here. So let's start. 4x. 4x is only positive when x is greater than 0, so we have a plus, plus, and minus, minus here. X plus 2 is only positive when you're greater than negative 2. So you got a plus here, right? Plus here, plus here. And it's negative when your numbers are smaller than negative 2. X minus 2 is positive only when you have values that are greater than 2. Okay, so minus, minus, minus. This is minus. So plus, and then so a negative times a positive is negative, times a negative, this is positive. There's a minimum right there. And a positive times a negative is a negative. Okay, and plus, 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 that's a plus. Okay, so minus to plus, there's another minimum. A positive slope to a minus slope, 0 is a max. 0 is the max. 2 and negative 2 only are our minimums. So everything else doesn't work. Okay, so that's another 2 examples of relative max and mins. I've got one more example to show you that I want to do separate. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. We'll see you next time.